Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Wood. I'm so glad you could jump up on my wood. It's going to be a throbbing, pulsating, ejaculating, something will pregnate you and all that kinds of stuff kind of show today. It's going to be a shorter show today, an hour and a half, something like that. I got some shit I got to do today, but do appreciate you coming in and watching. Please hit the share button if you can. Hit the like button if you like. Tomorrow on the show, we've got Anna's going to be back here, Frank from the Geek Room, and we're also going to be joined by Modern Medusa. And then Wednesday, we've got Hellbent and some other people. Thursday, we've got Captain Kirish, myself, and I think Luna's going to be on. And so good week there. And as always, I'll let you know when the end of the show happens. You can ask anybody on the panel questions. We will answer them if we don't find a 100% autistic. And also, you can tip off of the show, and I will read your messages at the end of the show. Today's stream go of $25. Let's make it. Anyways, on to introduce who we got here. We're joined today by my buddy Skeptalk Live. How you doing?
Fantastic. It is an early-ass Monday morning.
Yeah, dude. We got you and Steve. Hey, Steve. By the way, welcome, Steve Mcrae.
Good morning.
You two are on the early morning schedule time zone. Me and Anna's not. Well, Anna's actually an hour ahead of me. Hello, Anna.
Yeah, it's 11 for me.
Yeah. And we're joined by Anna and Steve, and we're going to have a good show. We're going to talk about, you know, how we do here in the Morning Wood. It's random. It's usually fun and goofy and whatever. But the first thing, since we were talking about it right before we started, there's this new thing going around on YouTube, but with the super chat deal. I don't do super chats because I never wanted to give YouTube 30% of the money anyway, because fuck YouTube. But apparently YouTube is now taking people's super chat money, because if they okay, let's say that Steve comes in here and I'm doing my show, he gives me a super chat, a tip on super chat, and YouTube finds it offensive. They will take the money and give it to charity and not give you your money that you just earned. That's what YouTube is. And apparently it's already happening. It's happened to Sargon. They said a couple of days ago he had like several tips get taken away from him, and it's just, this is ridiculous.
I have actually the actual paragraph if you want me to read it. That YouTube.
Okay.
It says the company has tightened the rules for which channels have access to monetization features and deployed machine learning technology to identify hate speech and comment features. The spokeswoman added, if a user is caught sending abusive super chats, the revenue will be donated to charity instead of being split between YouTube and the content's creator.
Still ridiculous.
Yep.
That's pretty scary, actually.
It is, because what is hate speech? What is offensive to others? You know, if somebody makes a joke like, "Hey, here's for the fat chicks," well, fat people get offended, right? So, boom, that's hate
algorithm. How does an algorithm make this determination, and how do you fight it if they're taking your money and you're like, well, there's nothing offensive about that? What are you going to have to do? Like a review every time you get a demonetized video, like we do now, which is half my videos? Exactly.
It's getting disgusting to YouTube's. I don't know what YouTube's doing. It's one of the reasons I'm moving off of YouTube. I'll still be here, but like I'm not depending on YouTube anymore because YouTube's ridiculous. Okay, it all started, you know, with the whole demonetization deal. Then it started by taking people's subs. Then now they take people's views. They openly admit that they take people's views away because they're only going. What was the proper term, Skeptalk? Not clean views, but
meaningful views, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Like, you know, meaning so if they don't think it's a proper view, they're gonna take it. It's weird.
That is some corporate speak if I ever fucking heard one.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. It's so weird what they're doing. And now they're doing this, which I have never trusted super chats. It's one of the reasons I never implemented it with my thing, because first of all, I didn't want to give YouTube 30% of the money because YouTube doesn't give a shit about the content creator, right?
And I heard once you get over like $100 for a super chat, it gets to be like a higher percentage.
Really? And so I didn't know that either. And it doesn't shock me though.
I don't think so. It's 30% flat with me.
Like
I heard from somebody somewhere that it gets over like a certain percent. I don't know if it's $100 or like $300 or something like that, but I heard that they take more if it's bigger.
No, okay. Well, I didn't know that, but it doesn't shock me if it does. It really doesn't. Anything that they do now, and I don't know. I don't know the thinking that's going on here, but it does seem like that they really do want to move on from the content creator.
It's going to be terrible no matter which side of the aisle you're going to be on. And I mean, like, if you were, a right-leaning channel or a left-leaning channel, there's so much arbitrary what could be considered a, offensive comment.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. To me, it's not an SJW, anti-SJW or anything like issue. It's a people issue because I could say I'm offended by something that SJW says, right? And then they could take their money away, which, let's face it, I think it's going to be more of the right-wingy people that's going to get hit on this more, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to get hit worse on this. And I'm not right wing or left wing anymore. I'm whatever. If you say something I agree with, and I agree with. If you say something I disagree with, I disagree. Which I think we all should be centrist these days, but that's a dirty word in this fucking world.
Dirty centrist.
It is. Being a centrist is a dirty fucking word.
God forbid you don't think along party lines.
Exactly, but they're scared, and that's the thing. People are so scared, and now YouTube's adding to that fear that you can't say this or do this, because it's hurting people's content in a different way than you may even think. In my opinion, it's making people so scared of doing things. They're afraid to take chances, and that's where entertainment and good content comes from, is when people are willing to take a chance. Well, if they're not willing to take a chance and try something new, then we're going to get the old cookie cutter bullshit every day and from every content creator. And that's why what made video content so entertaining to people, because it wasn't like what we seen on TV. It wasn't like it was something different. But now they're trying to make it into this mold of you got to be like this, and it's bullshit.
Yeah, the sickest thing about it is that it has nothing to do with any sort of moralistic standpoint. It's purely business. They're definitely trying to switch over to be a streaming service of some sort. They're trying to compete with Netflix. Is what I predict is what their end goal is. So it's they sit here and they try to say like, oh, hate speech, we're trying to get rid of hate speech and blah blah blah. Like they try to say it's like some sort of moralistic standpoint. It's not. That's pure PR. They're just trying to scrub their platform as much as they can to get the most marketable fucks up there.
Yeah. Right. Well, we all know that the internet used to be the Wild West for a long time. And now they've kind of grown out of that. And now it's went from like one extreme to a whole nother extreme. What we always do this with everything, right? If we try to stop hate speech in one way, then we become hate speech toward white people. I know that's fucking crazy. It sounds crazy, but it's true. It's the way it is. And now
it happens.
Yeah, it happens. And now go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say I'd be fine if they strangled ABC, NBC, CBS, forced all of those companies to move to online YouTube content, to kill old media. That's all things that I'm very, very happy for YouTube to do. But I wish they would do it without murdering their content first, right? Like,
or at least be transparent about it. Just say, hey, look, we don't want you here anymore. Go.
Right. Like, I would be fine if the only place I could go watch Stephen Colbert was on YouTube, right? Through clips, through his stuff. But as long as it doesn't, take every other creator's ability to make stuff in order to make that happen,
And I don't see why there's not room for both. They're like, for your regular content creator plus all this other shit.
Exactly.
I think it's because old media is swinging their big dicks and showing us that, because let's face it, a couple of years ago you could go on YouTube's main page and a CNN video would have 100 views, and a regular content creator talking about news topics would have thousands and thousands of views. Now CNN has thousands and thousands of views, and the content creator has very few views. It's because they're pushing the CNN and knocking the content creator out.
Right.
And it's ridiculous. It's to me, that was what was beautiful about YouTube and all these internet. It was beautiful because regular people with regular voices got to be heard. People who can become a comedic superstar, a musical superstar, just by turning on their fucking web camera and doing it. That's what was beautiful about it.
That's how they found Justin Bieber. He's a big fucking thing. They found him on YouTube.
Maybe that's what they're doing. They're getting revenge. You gave us Bieber. Yeah.
Well, along YouTube, big decisions that they've made does lead me to want to know what the panel's thoughts are on. So the situation with Jake Paul, or not Jake Paul, but Logan Paul's getting his series back after
scared PewDiePie YouTube.
That's what I wanted to ask, right? Like, what did the panel here think about the fact that Logan Paul is getting his series completed, but PewDiePie has not gotten his completed?
Because Logan Paul is the teen dream right now. Jake Paul.
You can film a dead body in the woods, supposedly. Some people say it was faked. So you can film a dead body in the woods and almost cause a fucking international incident and get your shit back after some brilliant PR moves. Or you can be PewDiePie and drop the N-word once on a stream.
Right.
And I don't understand it because PewDiePie is like one of the I mean, he said one thing that was offensive.
Yep.
He doesn't even swear on his videos anymore.
And technically, he made a couple of poorly timed jokes that looked anti-Semitic if you're unable to look at nuance, right? Like if you are blind to comedy, then you would think that he was doing something anti-Semitic, but
I must be the only person on the planet that has never watched a Logan or Jake video, and I don't ever intend to. But this I've been reading about this. This is kind of scary from content creators like yourself, Pim, and myself, which I would consider us controversial in some ways. I mean, I can't say that my stuff's safe, but when they are arbitrarily deciding these things, and I think that you said it the best there, Anna, was that they're scrubbing things, and I think that's a perfect way of putting it. They're sanitizing, and it does seem that they're going in and they're saying, we want these morals instilled where we're not going to have the ability, we don't want you to have free I mean, we have free speech, don't get me wrong, but we don't want you to say certain things because it's going to affect or trigger other people. I don't give a shit about that. You don't give a shit about that. We've never cared about triggering people. Half our content is designed to trigger people and see what happens. I mean, that's what the beauty of YouTube is, that people can watch it if they want to. If they don't fucking watch it. It's not that complicated.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, and it's a simple recipe that's been going on for way before YouTube. I mean, look at George Carlin, Richard Pryor. People. I mean, it's the same shit. And
Lenny Bruce went to jail for our right to call people cocksucker comedy. All right.
And here's the deal. And I had this conversation a couple weeks ago. Lenny Bruce, Richard Pryor, George Carlin would have a hell of a time being successful in today's world.
Oh, especially on YouTube.
Yeah, if they're, think about it. Those three right there alone is three of the greatest minds comedy has ever seen. Anything. I mean, there were geniuses in so many ways, and yet they in this world they wouldn't be. And it's really shitty. It's really they've killed creativity.
You barely hear anything out of Anthony Jeselnik anymore.
No, I mean, they're killing creativity, and it sucks. because I mean, yeah, controversy. Okay, look, I've said some really edgy shit. I've calmed down the last year or two. I do because I'm just getting old. Don't even give a fuck no more. That's what it is. But everybody says that shit. But that's how people learn. That's how people grow as people. Is by throwing shit as an entertainer. You throw shit out there to see what people likes. If you're not allowed to do that, you're not allowed to grow as a content creator. And I just don't understand this whole thing. And yes, we do need, and I know a lot of people say, well, we need to move on from YouTube. Okay, that's fine. And a lot of content creators want to do that, but you have to have people follow you and watch you.
But where would you go?
Exactly.
A lot of people going to MeWe. Have you tried MeWe yet? I mean, it's not really.
What's a MeWe?
I've not heard of it.
It's kind of like Facebook. I mean, because obviously they're getting rid of G+, right? So that's going to remove the communities, like my communities, going away. And so we had to find a new home. Now, I don't know if MeWe is going to be a video platforming service or not. I think that they are because Facebook is trying to get in that market as well. Matter of fact, I think a lot of people have said that Facebook is going to be the next YouTube. I don't really see that happening per se.
No.
It's not designed for that kind of thing, although you can upload. And right now they have no revenue right now for that kind of thing set up. Now maybe eventually, but right now, unfortunately, YouTube is the only thing that actually provides at least a modicum of revenue when you're not getting demonetized. And they're shitting all over their content creators. But this is what YouTube's done for quite some time now. They've shut up.
Yeah, this isn't the first.
No. It feels like every time I get on this show, I just bitch about YouTube. But it's true. I mean, every time there's nothing to do with these fuckers. I don't get it.
Well, I talk about it a lot because I've been really hit hard. Everybody knows my story lately. I mean, look, this year alone, I've been suspended twice for 3-month periods.
I know.
so half a year off of my main channel because, the first one was because I had a sponsor that they deemed to be dangerous.
And then the CBD oil?
No, it was the kratom. The kratom.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, fucking kratom, which is legal. It's a legal product. It's been around for thousands of years. Nobody's ever
legal in more states than it is illegal currently.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, people have been doing it for thousands of years. Nobody's ever fucking died from it. Anyways, okay, then they got me for a video that I made 2 years ago. A fucking video that I made 2 years ago. Yes, it was a controversial video. It was called Nazi sizing, but it was a sketch. It was like a Saturday Night Live sketch is what it was. It was it's so fucking obvious comedy. It was about a gay fat dude looking for an exercise program. And so he found Nazi sizing. Ridiculous.
Yeah, the way you explained how the video went, it's quite clearly a joke.
Yeah, it's such...
Because it has a vague reference to Nazism.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Wait, can you even say that word now? I mean, are they going to shut the stream down?
Dude, I am always... That's one of the reasons I'm moving to the other side, because like Landon said, I am bound to get banned from YouTube. It's going to happen.
Oh, you're on borrowed time.
I am going to get banned from YouTube. I mean, I just know what's going to happen because first of all, look, whether you like my shit or not, the one thing I'm not going to do is compromise my comedy. I like making people laugh. I like making people think and do whatever. But if I compromise, then I'm not being me.
Right.
I'll cut it down a little bit. But, I'm not going to cut it down to where it's not my style anymore. So, fuck them. And I shouldn't. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter's the same way. I got banned from Twitter for 7 days, and it was excruciating.
Yeah.
I love my Twitter dumpster fires. I mean, I have to have that in my morning coffee and to piss off people. It's kind of like my thing now. But I get what you're saying. I don't want to change my content either, and especially on Sequitur, we have a very rigid type format on that. Is that we don't have any format. That's our shtick.
Yeah,
do what the fuck we want, and it has paid off. And I'm tired of them coming in and for example, we had a copyright strike too. I don't know if you know it, and we were taken off. And it was the funniest part is the people that had actually put the strike on us clearly never watched the video because they could have put a copyright strike on us just for the title because we had nothing about their movie in the video whatsoever. And we had a whole bunch of people get on board and contact these people and say, "What the hell are you copywriting striking this people for? They had no of your copy on it, no content whatsoever, no audio, no video, no still, nothing. It was just a reference to a movie in the title." They apologized and they removed the strike, but this is how it is, and it's a pain in the ass to get this shit done. We were off for some time because of that.
The copyright strike is a bitch too. The thing about it is with me though. Never got a copyright strike ever.
Really?
No. The thing that gets me is because I have made enemies over my time. I've pissed a lot of people off, and I have this one stalker dude who publicly admits that he flags every one of my videos. Every one of my videos he flags. Well, the YouTube algorithm every now and again grabs a hold of one and says, "Yeah, this is right. It's bad," so we kick him off. So that's what happens to me. And look, it's very hard. And, like, I don't get into this because it don't matter because I have a very good fan base. But, at one time I was growing quite, rapidly, hard, fast. And I had a great audience. Still do, but, but it's hard to grow on something when you're constantly getting knocked down.
Sure.
So that's why I'm moving on. And it's because it's hard to once I gain momentum, it seems like I'm brought back some because of this bullshit. Well, I'm just sick of it.
Yeah, so stop keeping Pimp down, people. Come on, YouTube. Stop kicking it down.
There's just a couple of things I'm going to be doing and moving on. And I still have a YouTube channel, but it's not going to be relying on YouTube. I'm going to be creating a website pretty soon. I got moving to Twitch. There's all kinds of stuff going to be happening. So I'm not saying here's how Pimpmunk's a victim or nothing. I'm not trying to say that, but it's not just me. It's a lot of content creators.
Yep.
And luckily, for somebody like me, I know people that keeps me relevant, that keeps other people knowing that what's happening to me, so that's good for me that I know some people. But some new people that started to try to create content are getting hit, and they nothing they can do because they don't know the right people or know it sucks. And I hate to see content creators go through this.
Boy, you hit the nail on the head on that one. It's who you know. I mean, if we didn't know certain people, especially starting off, it would have been almost impossible to break into YouTube. I feel sorry, but the new content creators that are out there. Many of them have come to our community, and we've launched a lot of people. I mean, I remember when Genetically Modified Skeptic had like 5 subs, Rachel Oates had like 5 subs, Paul G had like 10 subs. These were all very new people when they came to our communities. But we fostered them and loved them, and now they're like 100,000, 200,000, 1 million, whatever. But nowadays, if you don't have that support, it's got to be a bitch. I couldn't even imagine. I mean, how long have you been doing this, Pip? I've been on 5 years now. You've been on, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years. I don't know.
Yeah. I actually have only been taking it really serious for the last 4 or 5 years.
But you had you had Jacqueline help you out initially.
Yes, I did. That's the thing. Exactly, what I was saying. And luckily, I know Jacqueline, I know some other people, and they, they'll come on the show and get, like when I'm like really starting to hurt, YouTube's really fuck with me. I'll ask one of my bigger YouTuber friends, come on the show, and they'll come on and it'll get me rejuvenated a little bit. So that's cool that I know those people. But as you said, as I said, a lot of young, new YouTubers don't have that. So it's really hard to build on. And it's even hard for like me to build on because anybody, it's hard to climb a ladder when every rung's fucking greased up, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. A lot of young people ask me, "Well, what do I do?" I have no fucking clue. I really don't. Just keep on. Just don't get in it expecting immediate success because it's not going to happen. Just get in there, enjoy what you do, have fun with it, and remember, you don't have to have millions and millions of people to be a successful content creator. You can be a successful content creator with 9 or 10,000, or even less, way less. It's just about your fan base. It's about who you get behind you. And luckily, I have a pretty fucking hardcore fan base that's willing to, help me in a lot of different ways. And that's what you got to do. Just be good to the fans you got, and remember that they're the ones that's going to share your shit. They're the ones that's going to, tell people about you. So be good to them.
Right.
Sage advice.
I should make Anna a permanent co-host since she's on every show that I do. She's actually not on every show that I do. She's usually on at least once a week.
Frequently.
Pimpmunk is on every show that he does. I guarantee that. Right?
I do. Yeah, I am.
You're on every show.
I think about making myself a co-host.
You should.
Yeah.
See, I don't do much, and I used to work retail, so like telling me like, "Hey, could you do this like first thing in the morning?" Yeah, I can wake up and be awake by then.
Oh, I've done my share of retail.
It's good to have. It's good to have like certain people that you can count on being on the show. Like if you need somebody, like I got you, I got Skeptalk, I've got Karish is on at least once a week, and she's so fucking nice to look at. Oh my god!
Look at his eyes on that. Pimp's just like, oh, she's just so
but yeah, she's awesome.
That was a creepy
I actually met her at VidCon for the first time, and that's how me and her became friends. And I actually met a lot of people.
I saw her around, but I didn't get a chance to meet her.
Yeah, the first night I was there, dude, it was me and Ben and Billy. We hooked up with her and Barbara for you to see. I know you guys got her. Yeah, she's really.
I saw her. I saw Barbara.
Yeah, Barbara stayed with us the whole fucking week at the hotel. But anyways, we met up with them at this little dive bar. And dude, that was like one of the best nights. Was the first night I was there because got so fucking wasted. I ended up throwing a Mexican dude out of the bar. Yeah, because
Mexican in California.
Yeah. I had to go back to my old bouncer ways because he kept fucking with Barbara, and we told him to stop. And finally, I got a little bit of alcohol. I mean, I just looked at Billy. I handed Billy my hat. And when I handed Billy my hat, Kira said, "Oh, shit." I said, "Hold my hat, buddy." I went and I grabbed that little cholo motherfucker and threw his ass out the bar.
What part of Cali were you in?
We were in Anaheim.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No, that's my own stomping ground.
We
for the VidCon.
Our house was over in Garden Grove, but it was like barely over the border.
I've done that 22 many times.
The problem with California that I found, and just to get off topic for a second, that I found is that here in Connecticut, you can tell the difference between a bad area and a good area based on how it looks. Everywhere in California looks basically the same. So if you're not from there, you can wander into a not so great area or be staying in a not so great area and not even fucking know it.
That's true. Garden Grove,
the first time I was in LA.
Izzy Nova almost got fucking jumped on his morning run the first day we were there.
You were not even kidding, are you? Go down Beach Boulevard, about halfway to the beach there, and you take a wrong turn somewhere, and you're going to get killed probably.
Yep. The first time I was in LA, dude, I was trying to get to this store. I was going to go buy some clothes because I had that big meetup that night with the DP thing. It was the night, we did me and Paul did the kiss for the fundraiser and stuff. And I was looking, and I ended up in this part of LA, and I looked around. I got out of the Uber car, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't think this is where I'm supposed to be. And this black dude walks up to me and said, "Hey, homie, don't mean no harm, but you need to get the fuck out of here." He said, "You're going to get shot." I was like, "Thank you, sir."
Thank you for
running.
So I was in San Francisco for a developer convention a few years back, and so I'm dressed in a full suit, right, with a laptop on, and totally out of place anywhere other than the developer convention, and I leave the convention and I'm headed back to Union Square where I've got my hotel at. I took a wrong turn and started all of a sudden just to like the whole just feeling of the neighborhood shifts. And
get that queasy feeling.
They got black.
Yeah.
Well,
he means there was black people.
It got quite ethnic. It was right.
It got rather diverse.
Right. I mean, I was used to seeing, a bunch of people getting busy doing things, and then it became people standing around instead of moving. Yeah. And
so all black people are lazy, is what he's saying now.
No, as in people. It went from the hustle and bustle of San Francisco to the sedentary area of South San Francisco, and the next thing that I know, somebody grabs me by the shoulder, right, and it's a cop. And he's just like, "You're going the wrong way." And he just turned me around and walked me out of the area and back. Yeah.
that meant you didn't get the fuck out of there.
Yep. He had informed me that I had walked down the wrong area.
But she's right though. Yeah, and it all looks pretty much the same. It's very nice. Even the ghetto looks nice. And
yeah, you're in Connecticut, like you can tell the difference between like the really, really low income areas where you might get shot or the okay areas where you'll be fine walking around at night.
Here in Mississippi, everything's a low income area. So there's no nice area. It's all low income.
You gotta kind of roll the dice on which neighborhood you're in. Like,
yeah. Luckily, I've always been one that adapts well with any kind of person. So I've been in that situation a bunch of times. Well, you know, I grew up in a black neighborhood, so black people love my fat white ass. So yeah, but you know, when you're in a neighborhood you don't belong. Luckily, there's always some nice people that'll let you know, hey, homie, you need to get the fuck out of here.
You stepped into the wrong hood.
That's what the black guy told me. He's like, hey, homie, I don't mean no offense, but you might need to leave.
I think your show should have a warning like that. You're in the wrong place, motherfucker, when they come in here.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you walk into the wrong neighborhood, some alarm needs to go off. White person alert, white person alert. You know, get the fuck out of here, cracker. But anyways, yeah, it's.
I used to hang out down in New Haven. They liked me because of the tattoos and the piercings and shit, so they didn't really fuck with me too much.
But yeah, I'm planning on going back to talking about VidCon. I'm planning on going back this coming up event next year. We've already talked to a few people about renting a house. See, we rented, me, Ben, and Billy actually. We got hustled this year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we got an Airbnb house. So we get to the area, get to this apartment complex. We're supposed to get the house in, walked in, and come to find out the person that did it did not own a house there, own a place there. It was a hustle. I even know how she really made the money because you don't get paid. We were still trying to figure that out. Why was she doing it? But apparently she's done this a bunch of times. The person that owned the complex was telling us it was crazy. So we ended up having to rent a fucking crackhead hotel for a week. So yeah, but it all turned out all right. I had a great time. The convention itself,
if we had known, like we had like so much room in our place. Like we had this big living room that had like 2 couches in it that we barely saw any of outside of doing the Saints from inside that room. And Izzy Nober ended up staying in the room that had a bunk bed. So there was a top bunk Justin Wang was talking about for a day, like maybe flying out. And we said like, hey, if you do, we've got this extra fucking bed right there. Like if we had known and we had been like talking to each other at that time, I would just be like, dude, we've got a couple of couches. You could just fucking crash. Like,
yeah, we ended up doing what we had to do at that, like, it was at the last minute. We was like sitting around with our thumbs up our asses. Well, let's rent a fucking hotel, and we
didn't hear about it until we finally hooked up with Jeff, and Jeff told us because he, I guess, had been talking to Ben and Billy.
Yeah, we seen them the next day and let them know, but I met a lot of cool people there this year. Like I said, that was the 3rd one I've been to. I didn't go the one last year, but I've been to the 2 years prior to this year. It was a good one. I don't think, and next year if I go, I'm probably just gonna get a community badge because
I didn't even bother with the convention. It just sounded like I would end up spending $100 and something hanging out outside.
But that's what we did basically. I ended up spending like $250 just to hang out outside because I'll
just go to the bars and shit. Like, come over to the place we're staying at. That's what we did most of the time, was invite everybody over to where we were staying.
Yeah,
and say, hey, we got a bunch of booze and food. Come
I wouldn't be even interested in the convention. I just want to go out and have drinks. I don't give a fuck what's going on at the convention.
Yeah, but the cool thing about the convention was being outside the convention, but you have to have a badge even to get in that area. So that's the one thing I do like. So that's the reason next year I'm probably just going to buy a community badge because the industry and creator badge aren't worth it.
I'm scared to go to these things, though. I mean, the things happen there. Like, we got invited to MythCon, and I was just like really resonant to even think about going to MythCon.
I don't go to Skeptalk.
MythCon had a bomb threat.
Yeah, no shit. I'm like,
In all the years that they put it, they never had a bomb threat. And then the one year that they have the most like YouTube personalities there, they have a bomb threat.
Wasn't me. That's all I gotta say. I had nothing to do with that.
I knew too many people that I liked. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I like Sargon.
I went to a PastaCon several years ago, and it was all right, but it's way too SJW for me. So I kind of got a bitter taste in my mouth about.
That's kind of why I stopped going to anime conventions.
SJWs fuck up everything. Sorry.
Well, yeah, and the thing is also, I met a couple people there that I didn't like, and like, you know, and people get mad at me when I say this, but Matt Dillon, he's a fucking cunt, and I don't, you know, he's a fucking little stuck-up dipshit bastard. He can suck ball sweat right off my nuts.
He's a little high himself. Like I do agree, but. You know,
I don't like him. He can go fuck himself, and he knows I feel this way. Matt Dillon cunty.
What the? You guys got some bad
I don't know who that is.
You don't Matt Dillon.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, he's a pretty well known, and he's a smart guy. Don't get me wrong. As far as opinion wise and stuff, yeah, you know, he's all right. He just rubbed me the wrong way at the convention. I just didn't like. Now Aaron Raw, he was all right.
Did you see our video today?
Aaron Rod does not like the way I do that with his name. No, he does. I know. I do it on purpose because I like to piss him off. And he doesn't like the way I do his name because I used to do this all the time. Aaron Rod. And it would really annoy him a little bit, I think. But anyways, he was nice. He's a nice guy.
That's cool shit. Did you watch his video today?
I don't watch his videos anymore.
It's cool as fuck, but I don't watch it.
He's an atheist guy. Okay.
No. I don't really watch anybody's videos anymore, though. I watch safari videos and comedy videos. That's about it.
I went back to watching like Let's Play.
Me, Pimp? Do you even know who I am? No, you have no idea.
I don't. Red Eye knows you. And he told me about you.
Fuck off.
Fuck Red Eye. Yeah, fuck Red Eye. But the Red Eye's good. Yeah, of course I know you. And I do watch. It's just I don't watch stuff on a regular basis anymore. But I do watch certain people that I like. But I don't even watch. Like, you know, people like think I'll tune in for every DP. You see what happened on DP last night, right? No, I didn't. I don't watch it. If I'm not on it, I don't have no fucking interest in it. I'm joking.
I gotta admit, I enjoyed talking to Ben, except I felt bad for him because he had that hernia operation. And I could tell he just was not into it. And I felt really bad because we were having fun and Kyle and I were trying to, you know, really participate in the show, but I could tell he was just not in feeling well. Disappointing because I was looking forward to having a conversation with Ben. But
he should have just like taken the day or something.
Yeah, we were like, we could reschedule. It's okay, dude.
I get you guys want to keep a schedule, but like, fuck.
I get it.
I wasn't there on an episode either. I don't remember why I wasn't there. Something happened.
I don't know why you weren't there either. I thought you would be. I was.
Well, I'm usually there, but it's just you know, sometimes shit happens. Like I missed like 3 weeks in a row one time because of my dad's you know, was in very sick in the hospital.
Make sure you're there next time.
Yeah, and the other night we was gonna do the show and we canceled last minute because I was sick and there was some shit going on with Ben. So
it was gonna be me and Ryan himself, and I'm sitting there just waiting. Me and Ryan were both sitting there in the chat like, what's going on? And then like it gets pushed ahead half an hour. And then pushed ahead another half an hour, and then it gets changed. It said just Benpai, and I was like, "Oh, Pimp must not be feeling well or something."
Yeah, no, dude, my health issues have been really bad the last couple of weeks. Luckily, finally, my legs are starting to get better now. I had fucking holes in my legs, and so yeah, just a long story. But my legs are finally starting to get better. So soon I'll get this room rearranged and get this computer, other monitors, and all that shit hooked up, and then start doing the OBS, and then we're going to be moving the show and hookers and strippers, and I don't know what I'm talking about there.
You had me at hookers and strippers. That's all I
hookers and strippers are awesome.
But throw in some blow, and I'm fucking there.
Yeah, shit. You guys didn't see last night. We had this guy on last night. I swear to God, he was so cranked up on coke, it was ridiculous. I've never heard anything like this. He was a flat earther, and he was just coked out of his fucking mind having a debate with Reds.
God, a coked out flat earther? That sounds amazing.
Yeah, we had about 750 people watching, right? 750 people watching on a freaking Sunday night. That's amazing on a Sunday night.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. And this guy was just hyped up like a motherfucker. And I'm like, asking Kyle, because Kyle, used to do coke, as everybody knows. It's no big secret. And I'm like, dude, is this guy fucking just blaze? He's like, dude, out of his mind. And I'm like, okay.
To the gills.
Oh, it was hilarious. I was just rolling.
I'm gonna have to see that because that's.
You've never seen a flat earther.
Coked out flat earther.
It's something to see.
They're annoying. They are. They're very annoying.
Yes,
people.
But just imagine one just coked out of his mind. That sounds like an amazing time.
It was very fun. I was turning red.
I'd have a couple of drinks and just sit back for the spectacle of it.
I had to mute myself, and Pip knows I don't like to mute myself, and I had to mute myself like 4 times because it was just dying.
Damn. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I like to see anybody on coke, though. What I really want to do is see a stuttering person on coke.
Oh God!
I know somebody that stutters. He might do it.
I want to get a really bad stutterer.
Just one rail. You don't need to do like a whole bunch of it.
Load his ass. And I want him to load up like just 14 fucking lines. And
I think that's called a brain aneurysm at that point.
Yeah, honestly, I would like to see a stutter. I would like to see a stuttering Mexican on coke.
And this is why he's moving to another platform and why his shit gets demonetized.
And this is why Pimpmunk can't stream on his channel.
Yeah, but you gotta admit that'd be pretty fucking funny. A stuttering Mexican on cocaine. Cocaine. It would be great.
Sounds
that would
like a new character awesome. For you. Yeah. Wait, aren't you?
That would be me.
Yeah.
I'm
a little bit of Mexican in you?
Nah, I got a little bit of white boy in me.
You make a good Hispanic.
Mexican.
Fuck if I know.
You got any of that there eye Italian?
You make a good Mexican boy. You should become a Negro. You're pretty good at it.
God damn.
Damn. But yeah, I probably would be a good Mexican.
Yeah,
I probably would become a Mexican though. I need to. I think I'll do that. Just start calling myself Juanito.
Juan. Yo tengo un gatos en mis pantalones.
Yeah.
No
más pantalones.
Tu hermana es muy bonita. ¿Cuántos cuestas?
I do. The only ways that I know what no más pantalones is because of that fucking insurance commercial.
Zapatos?
The Progressive commercial where the dude lost his pants.
Yeah.
No más pantalones.
Pantalones? Yo no sé.
Yeah.
No more pants.
No más.
No more pants.
No más pantalones.
Yeah, anyways, so Skeptalk, you had something you want to read about costumes?
Well, I've got a little piece of content that I brought from my show to share with you because I figured you might enjoy it. So let me share that here. I hope you guys are ready to cringe because that's what it is. If you want to,
awesome.
I'm
gonna screen share you here. I mean, present you. There, you're presented, you sexy bearded fucker. Look at it. That's a big cum rag right there.
There we go. All right. So
psychedelic.
I call this "Why Are You Ruining Halloween?" And what I've got for you guys here is a selection of costumes that are trending right now in 2018. And it apparently this year is going to be the year of absolutely bullshit cringe costumes. So I'll show you guys a costume and then you guys try to guess what it is. And then, it gets easy, but then it gets hard. So
that's what she said.
Yeah, it sounds like my Saturday night.
Yeah.
Go.
Here's the first
costume. Oh, come on, really?
Chip on the shoulder.
Yeah. On his shoulder.
Exactly. So that right there is only $25 fucking dollars.
This is Pringle. This is Pringle
for just that thing,
right? Is that the name of the?
For just a potato chip.
Just its potato chip.
I can make that.
Oh yeah.
I used to
if the Hispanic dude came with it, maybe.
Right.
I can make that edible.
Right. All right. So the next one Can you guys guess what this one is?
Starman and Demon from Kiss.
Yeah.
Paul Stanley.
French Kiss. Oh,
French
fuck
Kiss.
you.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
The baguette.
Fuck you.
I knew that actually.
That's now you're bad joke right there, man.
Right.
That's racist.
Exactly.
They got a baguette and everything. I'm calling racist.
All right, the next one. This guy here.
Oh god, that
Can you
looks like
guys
somebody
guess
I
what
know.
this guy's?
A younger beardless Steve.
Lay Devil.
Deviled egg.
Deviled
Deviled
egg.
egg.
Deviled egg. Yeah, deviled egg. Yeah, I see
Gross.
it.
I hate that I know all of these. I hate that I'm good at puns well enough to spot this.
All right, the
Oh.
next one. What?
Well,
what is this lady doing here?
Avocado.
Angel avocado.
Avocado.
I won't let you guys squirm too far on this one.
Okay.
This is holy guacamole.
Oh
my
god.
Yeah.
I just see boobs.
Right.
I couldn't make it.
Yeah, I see.
She's sitting like this.
Yeah, I couldn't. I didn't even
see,
realize she had things on her shirt.
I see a future domestic violence charge is what I see.
I see alimony.
All right.
Oh my God, Pancho Villa.
No, not quite.
What is it?
Hawaiian
This
boxer.
is very close.
Boxing Hawaiian, but
Very close.
Hawaiian
It's-
punch.
Hawaiian
There you
punch.
go.
Oh
I
my
was
There you
getting
go.
there. Steal
Right.
my thunder.
Why do you know this, Dana? Why do you know
I
these?
don't know.
All right. Here's the next one.
I'm not getting none of. Oh, apology. Why? I don't
Are you
know.
apologizing for that lipstick being the wrong color for you? Like,
it doesn't quite match. That is very true.
I'm sorry.
This
I'm
is-
a woman. What?
This is a formal apology.
Form apology.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
I've seen the guy with the shirt that says sorry on his tie. That's
This looks like
Right.
this looks like a communion dress or some shit. I'm not thinking
it
formal.
looks like
when
she's
I'm
gonna be
looking at
becoming a
this.
cultist or something.
Yeah.
These are horrible. Oh my
These are
God.
horrible. Yep.
Why? I don't get this one. White bread.
Olympic bread.
I don't know. So white chicken and white bread. I don't. This is not going to end
Right.
well.
This
White
is
gold.
a breadwinner.
Oh my
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Yep. Feel that cringe. Feel it.
She's
deep
going to
inside.
hell for that one.
So too sober for this. I was told that there was no alcohol this morning. I was lied to.
Oh, Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one ended up being way easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, Spice Girls.
Right.
Spice
So
Girls.
I'm not sure if this. I was told when I did this one that this one came through as brown, but this is not brown. This picture is actually all of those colors are gray.
Yeah. Grayscale.
Yeah.
Gray.
Well,
it's just like.
Some of them are gray. Some of them are shades
Right.
of purple. Some
Shades
of them
of
are
gray.
shades of
Shades of gray. 50 Shades of
brown.
Grey.
Yeah. This is 50 Shades of Gray.
Oh
Yep.
my goodness.
Okay, that would work if the bottom half wasn't closer to taupe.
Yeah, that is
Right.
taupe. Yeah, guy doesn't know his colors. I think I see some
All right.
in there too.
And this guy here, a couple of name tags, the bandit mask.
Rapist.
I mean,
This guy and his victims.
right.
A good Friday night. No
Keeping
man.
a tally.
The names
This
of the
is-
bodies of the buried in his basement.
Identity
don't know what is
theft.
it.
Identity theft. Oh fuck.
Actually, that's not bad. I kind of like that one.
I
Would,
mean,
Right.
Sure.
I kind of like that one. Yeah, that one's the best one so far.
Two more. So there's this one.
Spice rack.
There it is.
Spice Rack. That's it.
Yep.
Good one.
Yep. And then the final one. This one made everybody
Puppy
fucking
offended them.
real angry when they figured out
Hot
what it was.
teeth.
Yeah, I mean, close.
Again, how I spent my Saturday night on Mexican hookers.
Right.
I don't know.
This is a chicken strip.
Oh.
Fucking.
I like that one. I just
Okay.
like it.
I need an adult.
Right.
Chicken strip. Oh my god. Dude.
Oh shit, that's right. I'm an adult. God damn it.
Now I just want to fucking see a nugget on a strip pole.
People got too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
Right?
I wouldn't wear any of these, but yeah.
I wouldn't be caught dead.
Chicken strips. That was pretty funny though. I'll give at least it was funny.
That one was good. I like that one.
Yeah,
some of them were at least a little bit clever.
I'd like to apologize to the chat. The answers there, people saying I've never watched the show again. Right?
What's the worst costume
That's a good
that you've ever
actually.
worn?
Right.
What's the worst?
I feel you,
costume
chat.
ever
I
worn?
really do. I'm really considering whether or not I want to come back tomorrow after that.
No, that's the best. Seriously, that's the best compliment anybody could ever get. I'm never coming back to your channel. You're doing something right. Let me just tell you.
Exactly. What's the worst costume you guys ever worn?
I don't remember wearing costumes. I wore
Really?
toga. You know, I had a toga.
So you've never been fun ever?
No, I've never. Dude, have you seen me? Have you met me? I wore a toga once to high school, and that was disconcerting. But actually, I was in really good shape, so it wasn't that bad because all the chicks were like, "Damn, Steve actually got some muscle." I was like, "Yeah, check it."
My most clever. I thought I was being clever, and it actually ended up in the yearbook of the school. You know, it was best costume for some stupid fucking reason. What I did was I cut up all my clothes, put grease and blood all over me, and I went as a hobo who went to jump a train and got hung up by the train and got drugged down the railroad track. That was
nothing dark about that at all.
Put some effort into it.
I did. I put a lot of effort into it. And I had this like whole fucking story and everything. And so they ended up putting it in the yearbook, but it was fucking dumb now that I look back at it. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, back then I thought it was awesome. I thought, damn, I'm smart.
We all thought the authors back then were awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Now I did see these two dudes show up at a Halloween party one time, and they were stuck. They're Velcro. They were Siamese twins. It was pretty funny. Yeah.
Velcro.
Yeah, they was Velcro together. They were walking, and you know, it was so funny. I went as a Pringles can one year.
I can imagine those two dudes getting like drunk and like stumbling, and like the Velcro comes apart a little bit, and you just hear like as they're like,
I can imagine
around.
them gangbanging a chick. What I imagine them doing.
I wear this costume way too much.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
This is kind of what I hear with that guy that was a flat earther on cocaine.
Oh my god.
I think this year, dog, I am doing a costume show on Halloween. I had this whole plan. I was gonna go as Little Bo Peep on the show, but I ain't gonna be able to do it this year. But I was gonna go as Little Bo Peep. That was the original plan. But I actually got another idea, so I'm throwing together my own. This year is gonna be my clever idea that I got in my head. It's gonna be a surprise, but we're also giving away candy that day. I guess I'm probably gonna do like an Amazon gift or something. We're gonna give away some candy on Halloween day to people and everything. We're gonna do some things. Just have some fun on Halloween, and that'll be cool.
So candy and hookers, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Luna's gonna be there, so we've got the hooker covered.
I can't even look at Luna after you like. Just you basically have isolated her from the rest of us. You're like, she's don't even look.
She's my fucking property. She's my property.
You
she's
own
a black
that
woman owned by a white dude.
She's hot as fuck. I'm sorry, she is hot as fuck.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love Luna.
She's sweet.
Yeah, she's a good person. She really is, and yeah, she's nice looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this year, make sure you check out the Halloween episode because it should be fun. As I said, we will be giving away candy and stuff, so you might win you some candy, and so that should be fun. Wait, that's on a Wednesday this year, right? Isn't Halloween on a Wednesday? Yeah, it's next Wednesday. Yes. So yeah, I don't know who else is gonna be there, but if you do come on the show, you gotta dress up. That is the rule this year.
Well, if you need somebody, let me know ahead of time, and I'll make sure I wake up early enough to do something.
Do it. Myself. Just go ahead and schedule yourself to be on there. Because I'm going to get as many people as I can that day, I do believe. Yeah, so that is next Wednesday. Sure is. next Wednesday. Yeah, so that's going to be, and also I am going to be pretty soon be using the OBS and stuff, and I'm going to have, I've already working, this weekend I did spend some time coming up with some ideas for the new segments for the show. I do know for a fact that 2 of the segments are going to be, we're going to have a segment called Spilling the Tea, which is going to be like kind of like an Onion style, but I'm going to be making fun of Drama Alert, or not making fun of Drama Alert, but it's going to be a fake Drama Alert is what it is. And I'm going to create, it's going to be funny. And then we're also going to do called Pimpmunk's Pink Slip. And what that is we're going to, me and guests are going to be giving people pink slips, like firing their asses. Like everybody wants to fire Susan.
You're fired.
You're fired. So we're going to be finding people like, anybody you want, senators, presidents, CEOs of companies or whatever that pisses you off, you give them a pink
Susan,
slip.
would however the fuck you say your last name, you're fired.
You're fired, you cunt. But there's also going to be and it's not going to be an every day. It's not going to be the same segments every day. So it's going to work it out to where I, do a couple of different segments, every day. So there's going to be that. Yeah. And there's going to be, well, I'm going to have a format. Well, I mean, but we're going to do those, and plus the same way I'm doing it now. It's going to be different. It's going to be cool, but it's going to be moving though, because I don't want to do it here no more. Because all that bullshit we talked about earlier. Anyways, what time is it? We got about 30 more minutes, because I am ending it 30 minutes early today. So anyway, I didn't ask earlier, but how'd you guys' weekend go? Did you have a good weekend?
Grueling.
Everybody get laid?
I'm tired.
Oh, so you moved?
No, I just had a lot of shit going on this weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of shit going on.
I didn't. I had these plans, but I didn't do shit because I've been sick. So basically, I'm tired from being tired.
Tired of being tired.
Yeah. I'm tired of being tired, because that's all I did this weekend was lay around, and I still feel like I need to lay around some more. But yeah. So how's your LARP thing going, Skep? You still?
I mean, fantastically. That's what I did this weekend. Was did some logistics and construction. Like,
this dude owns his own LARP event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
We went out there and we did a lot of construction for the upcoming next year of events that are coming. So
how many acres are how big is this place?
33.
33 acres. God damn.
Yep.
That's huge.
Relatively undeveloped land. It's passed down through family to family to family, mismanaged for the last 60 years. The guys who had it before us, they were bad at forestry. So not only am I, building essentially it's a movie set, right, that I'm building. Yeah. It's been in multiple films already. Low budget, I give it to the college to use it. I give it to independent filmmakers to use it, things like that. But I'm fixing the forestry out there. When you plant a tree, you don't plant it 6 inches from another tree, and that was a big problem that happened about 40 years ago. So I've been scrubbing trees, ripping saplings out that they're like 40-year-old saplings. They have grown thicker than like a switch, right? So I've got to try and get them to be able to start growing and expanding, and it's a lot of work. But
so I got a question: how long have you been doing this, the LARP thing?
5 years.
And you're pretty successful.
I don't have a job. That's what I do.
Well, that is your job. That is your job.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a normie job anymore. I left software engineer to continue.
Yeah, one more thing, because you already explained this to me before, but I'm really interested in this because I've heard a lot about LARPing and stuff, and I like the idea of going out and doing stuff like this. I just never been, I've never been a part of anything like it. So what's the actual plot and stuff to your event?
The primary event is it's very similar to Mad Max. The world ended, and there's a lot of people who have survived, or not a lot, but there are people who have survived. and it is a day-to-day struggle to get to the next day. And a lot of play on things like Fallout, Borderlands, Metro, Mad Max, Escape from LA, things like that. It's a post-apocalyptic survival game where 18 and up go and shoot each other with Nerf guns, and afterwards go sit down and have a beer, right? So
how much fucking goes on at these events?
Almost none. It's too
almost none.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say that it hasn't happened. But the biggest thing is that at any moment, the door of wherever you're at could get ripped open and you could just get...
That's half the fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dying
Actually, I'm a weird pervert.
I mean, I've seen some porn like
that. I can see me and Steve's on the same page here. I'd be standing up there butt naked waiting for somebody to open the door. Hey, how you doing?
Right.
Yeah, look at my dick. Huh?
That's his weapon of choice.
Yeah, look at my dick. But so is it... And here's the next question, and I swear I'm not poking jokes. Is it mostly dudes?
For usually it would be. My event has a high saturation of female players. And it's because we, the type of environment that we promote and the staff take no, like, we kind of berate anybody who gets too creepy, right? Well, the people who in the community, they weed out anybody who becomes a problem child.
So I wouldn't be welcome.
I mean, you'd learn real quick, or
I'd beat you nerdy motherfuckers up and make you take my dick. What the fuck?
That's not creepy at all. I'll make you take my dick.
I'll make you take my dick.
That needs to go on a soundboard. Yeah.
A good quarter of our attendees are, ex-military. A lot of the guys there are.
So I'll be fucking army boys in the butt. Then I don't care. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, it actually sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm really interested. When you told me that, I was like, that's pretty cool. I've never met nobody that had anything like that. It's like, I find out cool things about these people I meet online. Like, Frank being the fucking axe throwing dude. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I find that shit to be so cool. And you're a goddamn LARPer.
Right? Professional LARPer.
Is that what you call yourselves, LARPers?
Yep.
It's
called
LARPing, right?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Which stands for live action role play. So
you can tell, dude. See, here's the deal. Back when I was growing up stuff, that shit was considered nerdy and dorky, right? Mm-hmm. Now I'm the nerd and the dork because I don't partake in stuff like that. Because everybody loves shit like that now.
They had LARPing growing up, because I just remember like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons or Basic Dungeons and Dragons. But I was like,
they actually did, because I remember watching a documentary one time. But I don't know if it was called LARPing then. But they used to be like what's it called when they do like the Renaissance fairs? But it was kind of like the Renaissance fairs, but it was like Knights and Dragons. It was kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but it wasn't actually Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah,
right.
But isn't that what Dungeons and Dragons is basically? A mild version,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't played in years because I was told growing up that playing D&D would make you be a Satanist. Now, granted, I grew up and became a Satanist, but I find it to be completely coincidental. So.
Right.
Hail Satan.
But it is funny how times have changed since, because like back in the day, dude, people would be embarrassed, and now they're embarrassed to be like me. I'm like, fuck. And that's cool.
Embarrassed, Punk. I don't think do you even have that ability to be embarrassed? I think that's long since weeded out, right?
Not really, dude. I've been in some very embarrassing situations.
Yeah, I don't think I have much of that.
Dude, I fucked in a dumpster and was proud of it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, dude. I'm cool with it. You gonna embarrass me. That's like when I get so tickled with these little idiots online. Pimp's triggered. Dude, I'm not triggered. I'm playing along. You know, the words are so savage. I've been hitting the back of the head with a 2x4 with a nail in it. You calling me fat's really not gonna hurt.
Oh, I love when people think that you get triggered. I get that all the time on Facebook and Twitter.
Oh my God,
like, oh, look, Steve's triggered. I'm like, you're not using this word correctly because I am.
You don't know what it means.
Anybody ever try to call me any sort of names? Be like, motherfucker, my mom said worse than me.
Exactly.
It's like, you know, trying to trigger Red Eye. He was adopted, man. You can't trigger that dude.
He's Australian. He don't give a fuck about anything.
They don't even exist.
Yeah, they just hang out with your life, you know, because on the other side.
His parents didn't even want him. You think you saying something bad about him online is going to hurt him?
I went after Dean Esme yesterday. You think I give a shit about being triggered? I mean, damn.
Yeah. You've got a lover or a hater in the chat room, man. I'm not sure what he is. He sometimes seems like he's complimenting you. Sometimes it seems like he's insulting you.
Who?
This berserker person.
Oh, yeah, no, he likes to talk shit. He's fine.
Oh, that's cool.
We're friends.
As long, yeah. Friends. What is that? What is this friend thing?
I know it's a thing where you talk to people on a regular basis.
What do they charge you? Because mine are expensive as fuck. It's
what's
really
the most you've ever
really getting difficult to keep up the payments.
I'm assuming everybody here has been to a strip club, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. How much? What's the most you've ever spent?
Not on stage. Let me clarify.
What's the most you've ever spent at a strip club?
Like $1.50. I'm cheap. Dude, I don't really like. I'm not kidding. I don't like strip clubs. I'm like the only guy.
I spent $0.
I do not like strip clubs.
Well, my friend came back from Iraq with a fuckload of money.
I spent $800 in one night.
Yeah, nope.
My friend came back from being stationed over in Iraq with a fuckload of money, and we went to a bar that had a strip club like right next door. And he closed out the tab over there and said, "Hey, let's go to the strip club." So we did.
Well, here's what you don't do.
So we went over to the strip club. We were already drunk as fuck. And we show up at the strip club, and we're there, and he's putting money in front of all of us, just, you know, getting the dancers over. And I start talking to one of them because I don't mind talking to them like they're people. And because they are. And, you know, me and her are talking. He stops putting money in front of me, but she's still sitting there with her tits in my face. He stopped putting money in front of me. And after a while, he starts buying lap dances for people. And I was the last one to go, and it was the same chick that had been talking to me all night. And eventually, like, I was drunk as fuck, so it's like clips and phrases at this point. We went into the back room for the lap dance thing. She was doing the lap dance thing. We were laughing and talking about shit while she's doing her thing. And she's like, "Here, come with me." And the next thing I know, I'm on stage by myself, and I made $6.
Damn.
That's $6 more than I've ever made doing that.
That's $6 more than I had.
Well, yeah, I used to work in, but I wasn't a stripper. I was a bouncer. But here's what you don't do with me: is you take a drunk, horny me to a strip club and put a black stripper in front of me, because I will pay for that pussy. And that's what happened to me the night I spent $800 at the strip club. I was drunk, horny, and they took my favorite skin tone of a female and put her in front of me. So I fucked her. She fucked me actually in more than one way, sexually and financially.
For real.
Yeah, but anyways, that happened. But I've had a lot of fun. I like strip clubs. Some people don't get them, and they're like,
it depends on where you go. Some of them can be kind of gross, and
well, you want to go with friends. You know, I mean, if you go by when I worked at one, I used to know this. There was this one dude who would come every day, and he would be by himself, no friends. He would sit in the corner and he had this really perverted laugh. He'd go, and I'm like, this dude's strange. And I actually had to pull him off stage one night because he decided he was going to pull his pants down and jump on stage. And yeah, so that's actually how I started dating a stripper. The first night I worked there, there's this dude jump on stage and grab the stripper by her throat, and I ended up whooping the dude's ass, and she was so impressed. We dated for 6 months. Yeah. So, but strip clubs are pretty cool. They're fun if you go with a bunch of friends. I enjoy it.
I'll take a private show and
yeah, that's cool too. I mean, that's cool too.
I'm just not interested.
Get a bunch of buddies together though. You know, you're out drinking. It's kind of fun. I really enjoy taking women to strip clubs because women love the strippers. Try harder when there's a woman there for some reason.
Yeah, I think they like the women, but I pay like $20 to get like red eye on stage to do like a strip, just to like get that on film.
Well, I don't know if this is statistically true, but they say like 80% of strippers are lesbians.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
I'm sure.
Yeah.
A good portion. I've met a few that were not into dudes whatsoever. I've met a few that were.
That's what I'm talking about now. Full blown lesbians is what I'm talking about. I know
a lot of the trans girls that get into stripping and stuff like that too.
Hey, Aaron Rod.
These days, though,
thank you, Aaron. I don't know if you.
These days, though, like it's very rare to find a chick who says she isn't bisexual.
They all are in some degree. I think.
Yeah.
My experience, I don't think I've ever dated too many straight women. They've all been, you know, little bi, if not full on. So,
well, I mean, girls are hot, so like, I mean, I get it. I understand.
Yeah,
you know.
See, I came up, and that's why I get like why people start arguing. Not to get too like into anything really, but like when people start arguing, like in high school, you see the trend of like people saying that they're trans in high school and stuff like that, and in the non-binary and stuff like that. I had that same sort of thing going through high school where half the chicks all said they were bisexual, but like you ask them whether or not they like pussy, and they'd say ew. Like. Like, excuse me, like, unless you're ready to go down there, shut the fuck up. You're not bisexual. You just get fucked up on the weekends and make out with chicks when you're drunk.
Yeah, I just think it's women made when I asked them out. Hey, you want to go to prom? No, I'm gay, Steve. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, it's very trendy to say you're bisexual.
But like she said, all they do is make out. It's like I think that's like, oh, I like women because I used tongue once.
I tongue kissed a chick once, and that makes me bi. Though that means you were drunk and felt like doing something for attention. Unless you're like full on in somebody's fucking private area, shut your mouth.
I think
but men are so fucking stupid, though. Men are so stupid, and here's why we're so stupid: because chicks know how to work us, right? Men think we're fucking smart. We're not smart. You get two girls in a bar, they can drink for fucking free. All they got to do is kiss, and every dude in the goddamn bar is buying them a drink all fucking night long.
Oh,
like, if I had, you ain't getting the pussy?
I would. If I had boobs and I looked like a decent.
Oh, absolutely. Dude.
Can't say
I pissed a whole
I would use it to your advantage. Why not? I would. I got against that. I would be.
I'll say this, and I'll say it again. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. A broke vagina is a dumb vagina.
She's doing something wrong.
Dude, if I had a pussy, I'd be the richest hoe on the goddamn planet. Because I would fucking suck every damn straight dude that would for $20 pop. A couple of weeks, I'd be rich.
Be rolling.
Start off at the low prices, start inching it up a little while.
Shit, my goddamn jaw. They'd have to sew my jaw shut. It'd be unhinged.
You got to start off for like a quarter a pop or something and work your way up.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
25 cents blow.
Exactly. It'd be the best beach rate for 25 cents you've ever had.
Start running specials. Buy one suck, get two suck free. You know.
Start selling coupons. Like, fuck.
Well, that's what you do. That's what you do in the military. You go out and you go off base and you get 2 blowjobs. So you can go back and give your bunkmate one. It's just the kind of the courtesy that you have.
Ron White. You know Ron White is, right? The comedian.
I love Ron White.
Yeah, he's so fucking. He's got a story he tells. It's so fucking funny. When he was in the military, he was in a station in Hawaii, and there's this street you can go down and get blowjobs for like $5 a blowjobs. He said he'd go like twice a day. And so he'd get like every day for 8 months he was there. He went like every day, twice a day, $10, 2 blowjobs. And he said, and then years later, he was watching on this documentary where on that street where all the hookers were training. And so come to find out, he said, I had 150 dudes suck my dick.
That would mess with my psyche a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it would.
I'm that kind of bisexual where I wouldn't really care. Like, oh, it had a dick too? Well, what the fuck? Like, why didn't you tell me? We could have done other things.
If I enjoyed it in the moment, no regrets, man. No regrets.
Oh, yeah, no regrets. Yeah, I just couldn't. If I knew the dick was there, I couldn't do it. It's just because I'm not attracted to dick. But now, of course, according to people like Riley J. Dennis, that's homophobic, transphobic. If you're not, you have to like dick or
Heaven forbid you have any sort of sexual preference.
I don't get that at all. Matter of fact, Jacqueline made a video on that, and I commented, and I think it was the top video. Just a comment till somebody took me off there, but I was like, I don't understand this because I saw Riley talking about that shit, and I'm like, look it. People have preferences, right? None of us are homophobic or any way, shape, or form, full on LBGQ, SG, whatever. We support it all. But I have personal preferences. I can't change that. I don't wake up every day going, I like this particular thing. I want dick. No, I'm a heterosexual, heteronormative, cisgender, white dude who likes pussy. I'm sorry. What am I supposed to do about it? I mean,
what happened to being born this way?
I'm born this way. I didn't decide one day. Exactly. I was
like, you're born this way if you're gay, or you're born this way if you're trans, but all of a sudden you're not born this way if you're like cis and hetero. Like, the fuck?
I mean, to each his own. I have nothing against it at all. Matter of fact, I find some trainees very, very attractive. No kidding. I was watching Supergirl last night. I didn't realize that the girl on there was a trainee. She was gorgeous. I gotta admit. But I don't like it.
I don't exactly. Like, somebody asked me one time, because I was talking about this very thing, and they said, "Well, what about Blair White?" I said, "I think Blair White's beautiful until you get to the dick part."
Yeah,
to the dick part, her face, fine.
And that's where I differ from most people. I'm fine with the dick part. That says to me, we don't have to make a trip anywhere. You don't have to strap anything on. You've already got it. Let's go.
But the crazy thing about it is, by them calling us bigots because of that, is what they're so stupid. They don't realize that they're being bigots.
Yeah, it's like, wait, do I tell a lesbian that she's a bigot because she doesn't want to date me because she likes women?
Yeah, exactly. It's so fucking stupid.
I don't get pissed off that they're lesbian. I'm like, okay, great. You like
because
pussy.
We all know
why. We have something in common. Let's go have a beer and you can be my weekday.
There was a whole thing that I saw about like gay men being bigoted because they don't want anything to do with women in a sexual way.
That's insanity. That just makes no sense to me. That's bizarre world.
What the fuck?
Well, it's because the gays are anti-feminist, of course.
Oh yeah, they're anti-feminists. You know, the feminists have been shitting on them for the last 10 or 15 years, like as much as they possibly can. But why would they possibly be anti-feminist at this point in time?
Because here's the thing: everybody knows there's one type of person that it's okay to insult, and that's the white cis male.
That's it. That's it. I am everybody's butt boy when it comes to that. I get it, right?
And the thing is, I'm a white cis male. I don't give a fuck if you make fun of white cis males, but make fun of them all day long. But it's okay if I make fun of other people too. God damn it! It's just so retarded. It's just so retarded. You can't
take it. Don't dish it out, man. I'm like, bring it the fuck on. I'll laugh with you. I don't.
Exactly, buddy. Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna go ahead. We're going to go ahead and jump into the Q&A thing now. If you got questions, we'll keep on talking, but if we see questions, we'll answer them. Also, tip, $25 stream go. I got one tip from somebody earlier. Let me read that right quick. It says, it's from JKTM. Says, isn't Dusty a beautiful bird? Yeah, Dusty's a beautiful bird.
It's a beautiful bird. The beautifulest of birds.
Tip $5. Thank you. So anyways, tip now, and I will be a happy fat guy. And yes, you want me to be a happy fat guy. But if you have questions, if we don't find them completely autistic, I'll ask them and they will answer them. But yeah, on to what we were talking about. Well, I'll read the chat too. Is that it's just silly that we've gotten to this point now that they don't realize that they're actually bigots by calling everybody else bigots.
They really don't.
It's
like for real.
It's crazy. It's like you flip-flop the whole situation. You honestly, yes, the white people have been racist, but now you're being racist toward white people.
When the people that are promoting against intolerance have become the more intolerant people, something's wrong, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and it really like kind of detracts away from like instances of actual intolerance and actual racism, actual sexism. Yeah. It detracts and makes everything just so blurred.
Absolutely.
That, like,
oh, it drives me
how
nuts.
are we supposed to focus on actual problems when you can just point at anything and call it some sort of ist? Like,
oh, I get that all the time. I'm just like people saying, you know, the bigot or this or that, and it's just like I don't give a fuck any longer because these are just words that have no meaning to from half these people. When I use the term, I make sure that it's applicable because I know what these words mean. right?
Yeah.
But they don't give a fuck. They just throw them out there ubiquitously. Like everybody's a fucking bigot. If you don't think that I do, you're a bigot.
Like people could potentially call me a bigot for just using the word autist, to just as a word instead of like retarded or something. Calling somebody an autist. My roommates are autistic. Like,
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I live with autistic people. Like they've lived with me for a couple of years now, and I will say to them the word autist, and they don't give a shit.
Why would they? I mean,
they know that I don't mean anything disparaging toward them.
I was on the Geek Room, a few months back, and there was this dude on there. I was on there, and this dude was on there, this gay guy, and then I said tranny. Well, everybody knows I have a pretty large transgender fan base. I do. I have a bunch of male to female transgender fans. They love me. And this guy's going to correct me. He jumps at me and says, they don't like to be called transgender. Tranny. They like to be called trans. And like 2 or 3 of my people were in there that were trannies, and they were like, fuck you, call me a tranny.
God, I hate that bullshit when people do that. I really fucking do.
For real, I know more than one transgender person who would rather be called transsexual than transgender because they want to be separated away from the people who use it as an aesthetic as opposed to, basically using somebody else's dysphoria as their trend.
Well, sure. I don't particularly like using because I wasn't raised that. Like, for example, queer now because it's completely acceptable. They want to be called queer, and I love the show Queer Eye for a Straight Guy. Great show, it really was. But I just personally don't like that word because when I grew up, that was a negative connotation to it. Right. So I don't personally use it. And if I don't want to use it, I shouldn't be called a bigot because I don't want to call my friends who are gay because I have a lot of gay friends queer. Yeah, I got my token gay friends. So
yeah, that word definitely hurt some of my friends when I was growing up.
Yeah, exactly. It brings back negative connotations, and I don't like that. But I mean, that's what they want to be called. That's fine, but I don't have to use it.
Just like the word faggot. Like growing up when I was coming through high school, a lot of people did not like the word faggot. They didn't want to be called that, and if they were actually gay and stuff like that. When I got older and I met people who were like older gay people, they were like, "No, honey, I'm a faggot. It's fine."
Yeah, go to England. That word means nothing over there.
Right.
Yeah,
it means sticks, pile of sticks, or
same thing with the N-word in some countries. Like the N-word here has a different connotation than it does in other countries. They don't see it in the same way that we do. At the same time, like they understand that we have that connotation, so they don't use it, but.
Well, the reason these words are so powerful is because people give it power.
Yeah.
If we didn't give these words so much power, they wouldn't have any power. It's just fucking words.
That's true.
Words are just clicks and whistles that we make with our faces.
Yeah,
that's all
exactly. And people are going to say things that you're not going to like. And like I tell people all the time, it's okay to be triggered. It's how you act when you're triggered is what matters. Like, okay, look, when I was 16, I witnessed my uncle get murdered, right? So I watched him get his throat cut. He died in my mom's arms. When I see a movie now and somebody gets their throat stabbed, I may cringe a little bit and turn away, but I don't try to get the fucking movie shut down.
And that's the difference.
Yeah, that's the difference. And, it's okay. Like, if somebody says a word that like somebody says fat ass and you happen to be a fat ass and you get offended, whatever. So, who cares? You're not that important. That's another thing I always tell people. And when they get mad at this, but we're not that important that we can shut people down. I mean, fuck, I don't care. And the one thing I always bitch about fat people, the reason I say that because I'm a fat dude, right? You never see fat guys up there saying you got to accept my fat ass. It's always these fat bitches. Get over your fucking fat dudes don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck if you like me because I'm fat. Who gives a flying flippity fuck?
There's plenty of dudes that are fine with you being fat, ladies. It's fine.
It's not going to ruin my day. It shouldn't ruin
Dad
your
never
day.
came back with his smokes fucking 20 years ago doesn't mean you got to take it out on everybody else.
It shouldn't ruin your day that somebody doesn't like something about you.
Exactly.
It shouldn't ruin your day if you're a transgender. And another thing about some transgender people that pisses me off is like I watched this one video where they said, "Stop asking us questions. We don't want to answer." And I'm like, "Well, that's dumb. How you want people
How
to
are we supposed to understand you?
How you want people to How do you want people to understand you, but yet you're not willing to talk to them? That's just doesn't make much sense to me." I talk to tranny people all the time, and I ask them questions is because here's the deal. the reason I ask questions is because growing up in Mississippi, I knew a lot of gay folks, but I didn't know a lot of transgender people growing up. I just didn't. Now I see it way more around here. But back when I was younger, there wasn't many transgender people around these parts. And so I didn't know. And in order to understand them, I asked questions. And that to me, that means I cared. And, you know, that I wanted to understand you. If you get offended by questions, you're a fucking idiot. You know. Just my opinion. Anyways, yeah,
triggered.
5 more minutes.
He's triggered. Do you see this, guys?
Yeah, I'm triggered.
Oh, pimp triggered.
Pimpered. I'm pimpered.
Well,
but
did you see? I had something similar on the pronoun episode when we had a couple people on that were gender bi-neutral, and I was very calm and civil. I was the cisgender white heteronormative male on the panel, and of course it was fuck with Steve time. They were just really being rude to me, and I was being nicer than fuck.
Yeah,
and they're like, well, we get tired of answering questions, and I was like, you came on my show to be a guest, expecting to be asked questions. That's kind of how it works. I'm confused here.
Exactly. It's just so weird how people are these days. Just chill the fuck out. We'll get along better. Be able to take a fucking joke. Let Steve ask his dumb questions.
I get a lot of dumb. Yeah, and by the way, like somebody in your live chat just said that, by the way, and she's trans. There's only 2 sexes, and that's what I actually said. Biologically speaking, that's what I told her. This gender bi-neutral is that in biology you do have the male, which has spermatozoa, and then you have the female as the ovum, and that is how it's delimited in biology. Trust me on this.
Yes.
Now, if you want to have gender on a spectrum, that's a completely different question, right? But I was trying to explain to her from my biological standpoint. We're not talking about chromosomes. We're not talking about XY. We're not talking about Klinefelter, Turner, nothing like that. You could do chromosomes like that. But I was talking about specifically just what it means to be biologically male or female, not anatomically, not even chromosomally or genetically, but what it means in biology to depositing sperm from the ovum. She's like, Steve, you know nothing about biology. I was like, okay. I was like, I only talk to like PhDs in biology like every other freaking day, but what?
And you can read.
And I can read. I'm not an idiot, and I had biology in college.
It's people. Somebody said that to me one time. Pimp, you're not a biologist. No, but I can read, motherfucker.
You don't have to. You don't have to be an expert in this shit to open a fucking book. I mean,
I don't know. I'm not a pilot. I know you ain't supposed to fly a plane straight to the fucking ground.
Well, unless you're Muslim.
Yeah, unless you're Muslim.
And you hate me for something. You're going to get demonetized anyways.
Ooh, that's bad and naughty.
Triggered. I have the funnest time on your thing. I gotta, you gotta invite more often. I really enjoy.
I'm gonna become a Muslim so I can get 70 virgins.
72.
72. Well,
they're all tradies.
I can only handle. And they're all gonna be dudes from knowing my luck. Get up there. We did not say it was gonna be female, but you don't have to be an expert to know shit.
It's true.
The basics anyway. You know the basics, and we all know biology. You're exactly right. It's what it says. It's what it is. Now you get into all that other shit, and a lot of people want to bring up, well, what about all these other little things? Yeah, but they're so rare. You can't bring up something that's so fucking rare, But
you can, and I don't mind discussing those things, but that's a different way of looking at things. If you're going to do it, from a chromosome thing, when you're looking at something like Klinefelter syndrome, that's a completely different way of looking at genes and sexes, but when you're literally just saying what is the male, that is what's depositing the sperm. That's it. That's as simple as it gets. And go look that up. That's something you can read this.
It's there. It's in your books, people. It's in your books. Anyways, we got thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you very much. Was going to do a show. Was going to do a post show today. Sorry again, I cannot do it because family issues popped up. But I'm going to do a long one sometime this week, and we'll do like extra time. I promise. But anyways, I do appreciate you guys coming up. You got anything going on your channels? Anything you want people to check out? Anything?
Yeah, early November, I'm going to be doing a stream called Breaking News. I'm going to be renting a rage room and then doing an episode of Skeptalk Live out of a rage room. So we have
cool.
Baseball bats and hammers and stuff to break the entire time while we are talking about, the normal stuff we talk about. Yeah.
That's cool. That sounds pretty awesome. Also, I was informed last night that the Alter Perspective, we talked about the Alter Perspective, it's going to be on Wednesday this week. So make sure you check out that. Make sure you check out tomorrow. We've got Anna's coming back tomorrow, Frank from the Geek Room, and we got the lovely Modern Medusa. She's going to be on her sexy self. And then Wednesday, we got Hell Bent in that voice. Principal Skinner, as I like to call him. Yeah, he sounds like Principal Skinner in my opinion. But he's very cool, dude. Voice actor, a lot of people know who Hellbent is. But anyways, make sure you check out the rest of the week. Also, I'll probably be on sometime tonight, random stream. Oh, that is another thing. Once I get the OBS and everything going, I will be doing a one night a week show. That way I can get a lot of people that I can't get on in the morning wood, because there's a lot of people that wants to come on the show, but either working or they record or school, all kinds of issues that they can't come on in the morning. So I'm going to do a show a week at night where I can get those people. So that'd be cool. Also, I ain't seen no damn tips. I've seen that one tip. Y'all disappoint me, motherfuckers. All I wanted was $25. Get some spaghetti or something. But anyways, that's all I gotta say. Thank you, Steve, man. We'll have you back on for sure. Enjoyed you. Enjoyed okay, cool. Yeah. And like I said, Anna's gonna be on tomorrow. May get her back on the rest of the week if she wants to, because I got to fill in some spots. Anyways, that's it. As always, thank you. Keep the wood up. And remember, guys, Skeptalk Live